Hi, this is Jorge from TeamJVS, and this is our exclusive interview with Blaine, the director from Kicking Blood.
Perfect. So, first, I just want to say, thank you for taking time out of your day. We were lucky enough to screen your movie, and off the top, I'm just gonna say I loved it. It
Ah,
was such it, it was such a different take on like the vampire movies that you're just so used to seeing, and it brought such a different element to it. So I'm just gonna first just spit it out there and just say two thumbs up. We loved it. Um, so just getting that out of the way. So I guess I just want to know a little bit. How are you doing? Like, how are you taking all this? I know this is your, I believe, what, your fourth or fifth time at TIFF now, I believe.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
so how's it going this year so far? I know COVID has been a big bummer, but how's it going, or how are you, receiving reactions and all that?
Well, like first of all, let me thank you from the bottom of my heart for your kind words. It's so good to hear when it sounds so pretentious, but you put out a little piece of your soul, a little piece of yourself that you're normally afraid to show people, but oh, here it is on a big screen, everybody. And then to have a positive reaction to that is just it's the best. So as far as doing a festival in a pandemic, I'm just so grateful and feel so blessed and lucky to be here at all, to screen it, to have made a movie and have people watch it. There is nothing to complain about. I'm like the happiest person, you know, in my immediate vicinity.
No, I love it. Now, something that threw me off, and I guess I didn't know about it until just recently when I was just doing a little bit more research on this. So you guys filmed all of this in Ontario last year during COVID. Um,
Yeah.
so how was that like compared to, obviously, in a normal set, life is a little bit easier because you don't have any restrictions or anything, but how was that? I guess from your point of view and all that.
It was shot it in February in the dead of winter in northern Ontario, very cold. And the city of Sudbury and Ontario was in complete lockdown. Like the restaurants, you had to pick up your food at the door. Everything was closed. There was no retail was closed. We had to get all of our, you know, costumes at the dollar store and Walmart, right? Because that was the only place that were open and delivery was not reliable. But on a film like ours, you have to embrace what is before you. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna you envision dozens of extras. It's not going to happen. A, in the middle of a pandemic, and B, because it's super duper expensive. So I mean, we looked around and it's cold and lonely and desolate. It's that this is kind of perfect. We can use that to our advantage. So yeah, we just embraced what was before us.
No, and I love it. And I will say that was one part of the film that for me made it just kind of hit the right spot because it's not crowded ever. It was always so intimate, with most of the shots and everything, and it was something that I definitely, like I said, I enjoyed this, so I'm ecstatic that I got to see it. Now something I did ask was, I know you, if I believe correctly, you co-wrote this as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what,
Yes.
I guess, what inspired you, or what was kind of your take on it? Because with most, and the part that I found interesting, because I was trying to explain to some of the teammates that when we were watching this, it's this movie doesn't just fit into just one pocket of genre, which I love. It blends in because for me, there were some comedic aspects. There was that horror aspect. There was that romance aspect in this weird, twisted way. So it's just, kind of what inspired you to kind of do a film from a more I guess from the vampire's point of view is the nicest way I can put it, just kind of not just glorifying it, but just showing the real struggles that one, if you were to be a vampire, that you would go through, centuries on end.
Yeah, no, that's I'm glad you picked up on all of that, because I mean, I was trying to come up with what is my next movie going to be, and then I just started thinking about all the old-timey monster movies, the Mummy and Frankenstein, and then I thought vampires are kind of interesting. They've lost their souls, they're addicted to a substance, they live forever, they have to live in the dark. I mean, all that is, it's like us. It's a reflection of us in a way. It's the best metaphor for humanity. So, I sent Leonard and Jennifer at New Reel Films the draft, and they, they read it and they said that's those. Let's explore that. Let's just go deeper, Blaine. And so Leonard and I took off on writing, and I have to say I'm very proud of it and very happy with the result.
No, it's definitely, I was ecstatic. Now I know right now the film, I believe the distributions are with Level Film, which
In
I know
Canada.
in Canada. Is there any hopes for us, here in the US that they would be distributing it here in the US as well?
There's always hope. We our sales agent, L Driver, they are working very hard on that right now. They specifically said to us, it's just, you're not going to hear from us for a few days because we're not going to stress you out with the anxiety of a
Yeah.
blow by blow account of what's happening. So we will know shortly. But I mean, from the little tiny hints that I gleaned, that yes, that there will be some sort of release in south of our border.
That is ecstatic, and I am
Yeah.
so, because it's we've been through so many festivals, and I think for me the most heartbreaking part is when you see a good film, like something with quality that's so different, and then it almost like it goes to the nether, and like no one ever sees it, and I guess for us it's one of the blessing and curses of our job. It's like we get to see some of these awesome things, and just not being able to share that with the masses. It's heartbreaking for me, and I can only imagine, like for you guys who spend months on end filming this and doing it, how heartbreaking it has to be sometimes when it's just distribution just isn't getting it right sometimes. But no, I definitely I don't have too much more. I don't want to waste too much more of your time. Something that I was wondering, obviously for me, the main stars of this, obviously Alana and Luke did such a wonderful job. What was it like, I guess, casting them or picking them? Like, did you, because I know some people, like when they're writing, they have already in mind who they want to use or idea of it. What brought you over to both of them? Because I think they mirrored off each other so well throughout this whole movie. So definitely want to hear a little bit about that if possible.
Of course, we looked at hundreds of self-taped auditions. Our casting director looked at hundreds more, and it was, Alana and Luke. They just stood out. I mean, Luke, you just love him. You want to hang out with this guy, even if he does have alcohol problems. You want to help him. And Alana had this. She's got this beautiful quality where you believe that she could be this supernatural being, but she could also be, in a way, the girl next door, or another person that you just. She's just compelling to watch.
Yes.
There's just so much going on behind her eyes that we cut a lot of dialogue because just so much of her internal story just played off of her, her facial expressions.
No, completely 100% agree. And like I said, like the whole cast, and it's not that it was a huge cast, but everyone played such a great part. Like Josh playing Ben, you know, kind of like that. He was such a breath of fresh air, and just kind of seeing how everything turned in that, you know, without giving any spoilers or anything, but just his main scene, how everything kind of played out. It was just, it was so cool. Like I will say, every single person that you had really nailed it. You know, you guys definitely hit a home run with this one for sure.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge for me to hear, Jorge. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The performances are so important, and that it's so great to hear.
Yeah. And then, you know, with my final question, I always like to, you know, obviously, this just came out, and, you know, I am not even trying to look forward to the next thing already, but what do you have kind of going on? Like, what are your next steps? You know, obviously, I'm excited for this, but is there anything in the books that you have, you know, or any little bit of a secret that you can maybe let out to us?
I have the next 3 movies that I want to make are here. The next movie I want to make, that I have a draft nearly done, a couple of producers ready to read and waiting for it. So hopefully that works out soon. And they're all, you know, the same sort of idea. Take a genre, play with it, and try to distill that genre down to what it can say about humans and our relationships and our emotions and our psychology, with a hint of the supernatural and hopefully some fun.
I love it. I cannot wait. Blaine, thank you so incredibly much. Love the movie once again. I know we already shot out our review late last night, and we are trying to spread the word as much as we can down here to hopefully we can gain enough traction to get everything rolling. But Blaine, I honestly just thank you so much. Wish you nothing more but more and more success, and definitely looking forward to chatting with you some more here in the future.
Thank you so much, Jorge.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye now.
Bye-bye.